Why hello there, another week's gone by, but I've got your weekly serving of Wholesome coming right up. Do away with the Monday and Tuesday blues because here's the news. Oh my goodness, that was corny. Side note, yeah, I was hoping it would be on time this week, but they've crammed a whole bunch of full day practicals into this week's Masters timetable, and I've spent today on a field trip wandering around farmland looking at shit. No, quite literally otter and badger excrement. It's for learning how to do ecological impact assessments. Don't ask. I'm very glad to be home. I mentioned Korea a heck of a lot on this show, but I just can't stop for some reason, because the good news just keeps coming since the start of this year. North Korea actually reached out to America to hold peace talks, and Donald Trump agreed to it. Bonkers. I'm a hopeful person and all, but even I didn't see that coming. Let's keep our fingers crossed. The talks are set for May. The big talking point, of course, is de-escalating the military stances and allow for more cooperation, so fingers crossed is going to apply this whole year, I think. Some insist news is no laughing matter, but I'd argue they never come across Boaty McBoatface. Yes, I know the poll voted on by people across the UK didn't end up deciding the name for the new polar exploration vessel, the RSS David Attenborough as it's now called, but the British government thought it'd be a fun tribute to the craze and name the autonomous submarine that operates from the vessel Boat McBoatface. And indeed, Boaty has completed her first mission, 48 hours and 600 metres underneath the Antarctic ice shelf this week, surveying the cold depths and life below. You can read more about its mission in the article in the description, but as a side note, I've always found it fascinating how life on Earth has adapted to be so resilient, and it gives me hope that despite the damage we do to our ecosystems,
life finds a way.
Gotta love Crazy Goldblum. An interesting historical story next, as a couple in Australia ended up finding the world's oldest known message in a bottle, which experts have confirmed the authenticity of. The note in the bottle was dated to the 12th of June 1886 and was jettisoned from the German ship Polar as part of an experiment into ocean shipping routes by the German Naval Observatory. The previous record was about 108 years, this being 132 years since being found intact. Pretty spectacular, though many speculators felt a bit let down that the coordinates on the message were not in fact a location of previous pirate treasure. That's an odd spot of luck there. I can't believe I just made that joke. Also tiny but exciting story, America's first 3D printed house was permitted and things got assembled in less than 24 hours. Crazy fast. They cost about $4,000 to make and 12 hours to assemble and aim to tackle low-cost housing for those whose homes have been destroyed or lost to disasters. There's a video in the article in the description that shows the thing being done. It's actually pretty mesmerising. It operates a bit like a car wash. It's very odd. Lastly this morning came with some not so happy news. That Professor Stephen Hawking had passed away after his long battle with motor neurone disease. He's inspired millions across the globe and will be sorely missed. But I wanted to leave you with one of his quotes that I find quite touching. 1. Remember to look up at the stars and not down at your feet. 2. Never give up work. Work gives you meaning and purpose, and life is empty without it. And 3. If you are lucky enough to find love, remember it is always there, and don't throw it away. And of course, I'll leave you with Doggo of the Week. Here's one mucky doggo having a bit of fun in a puddle. We've all been there. Ta-ta!